Let's see. Just want this thing to load so that I'll show you people. I'll just show you the end results of what we'll be doing. Okay, so this DBT project here, right? After the transformation, the little transformation we will do here, this is the end result, right? So if this just goes to show you, so these guys, the guys that usually build these dashboards are BI developers, people that use Power BI and the likes, right? So this BI tool is Metabase, is also lightweight um like DocDB. So it's not like Power BI or Tableau that you have to download their software or their app. You can install. You also download this, then it runs directly on the browser. And so from this project here, from this project that I've done here, I've um I've transformed everything in the database, and this BI tool now is connected to DocDB. So it's from DocDB I got out the data that we transformed and then visualize it inside here. So that's just the full process of you use DBT for your transformation, doing your transformation and your modeling. Everything is stored in your database, which is the data warehouse, and then it is now visualized using a Power BI, using a BI tool, right? But personally, I don't like doing visualizations. Just it's just would I say is a necessary skill to have though, because you have to test your models that you built. So imagine you built a model inside here. You built your DBT models. It can be way more than this, right? You don't want to be waiting for a third party before you test your model to see how it will look on their end, right? You can always just with your own BI skills. For people that like doing Power BI, I don't like doing visualizations, but it's very important to have the skills. So for people that like doing BI visualizations, you can just always like validate that your models, your whole system, not just your model, your whole system that you built, right? Because it's always more complex. Your system that you built works, and the end users are receiving what they need. So this will be the end of
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, oh, please let's see work. So
Yeah.
this is the visualization part, right? There's one project I'm working on is to build out a Shopify analytics system, right? Now, why things like this are very nice is that you can literally this Metabase, things like Metabase and DocDB Metabase and DocDB, they are most times referred to as embedded solutions. So if you're doing embedded data warehouse or embedded visualization, what that simply means is that you can deploy this visualization now inside a website, right? You can add it to a website, you can add it to a WordPress website or a Shopify app, or even within a device, like an IoT device, or all those things. The same thing with DocDB. So these type of tools have their own use case. They are not like the regular Power BI. Power BI is a full app on its own. There is a full software on its own that you have to launch and you have to use on your desktop, on your system. The same thing with BigQuery. Those are full-blown systems. You don't embed it into apps or website and the like. So these are embedded systems, which which I plan to use, like, to so you can use it to build a number of things, right? Unlike Power BI that is just there on the visualization part. So let me go straight to the project. Mr. Sule, the thing is working properly right now, right? Mr. Sule?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
I think I just noticed that the Wi-Fi quality does not support my iPhone.
Okay. Is it that you can't
So,
connect to your laptop from your
so
iPhone?
iPhone it just goes on and off, but Android it works.
Okay.
So I'm just using Android for now. Let me see if it will work continuously.
Okay. No problem.
Mm.
So let me start from the very first stage. Okay. So if you look at this image now, this is usually a very basic, let's say, a basic or a regular architecture for an analytics project, right? This is like a blueprint, a common blueprint that's a basic project, a very basic project, no matter how small it is. Now, it can get more complex or advanced than this, right? So over here, we have our sources, right? Our sources usually come from our sources usually come from external devices or external sources, right? It could be say someone have say a business owner has Shopify stores, right? A Shopify store, multiple Shopify stores. It could be the source of their data could be those Shopify stores. Then say they have a CRM, the source of their data could be a CRM. Say they have an accounting software, right? The source of their financial data could be from the accounting software. Um, Also, you could have people getting their data from IoT devices or from ERP systems, um, from APIs. It could also be from APIs, maybe from websites, multiple websites, and the likes, SAPs, whatever those are. Then databases, regular databases, that is relational databases. So you can even have your source from other databases like Postgres databases or SSMS. Now the idea is you want to pull all your data because you may have a lot of data for a lot of operations, right? Different operations. But you don't want to open for the person now that has an e-commerce store. He has like four e-commerce stores in four different countries. He doesn't want to always be opening, multiple stores every day to check what is happening or to get a overview of what is going on, right? He just wants a single place where he can observe all those data, right? A single store, a single analytics solution where he can observe all those data. And this is usually the process that it goes through. So from your multiple sources is usually extracted into a data warehouse, right? These are examples of data warehouses. This is Snowflake, this is Databricks, this is BigQuery, and this is Redshift, Amazon Redshift, right? So it is now usually all pulled inside here and it is just dumped here. It's dumped here as the raw layer, right? So that is the first layer. They usually refer to it as data layers, right? So the first layer of your data is the raw layer. Now this is the fresh data. This is raw data that I just ingested directly from the sources, right? You don't perform transformation at this point. You're not to touch or you're not to edit this part of your data so that anytime in future stages, right? So maybe down here, maybe multiple layers away ahead, you have an issue, right? You've done some poor transformation somewhere and you're seeing that your figures are giving something else. You can always refer back to your raw source, to your raw layer where the single source of truth is, right? You know you've not done anything here. You've not performed any transformation here. So you can always refer back to this data and then trace whatever it is that you did that is wrong, or try to just observe the lineage or how your data is flowing. So from your raw layer, it is now carried into your staging layer. You pull it into your staging layer. So at your staging layer is where you perform your primary transformation. So is where you carry out data cleaning, is where you carry out data transformation, is where you do your column naming, is where you carry out some validation. Just the important things, transformation is basically just making your data useful, right? Making it breaking it to a much more useful format that you can make use of and make business models out of. So this is your first layer, raw layer, which then goes into your second layer. Like I said, this second layer is where you start your transformation. Is where you want to ensure that your data is in the proper order, before you start building out business models out of. So from your staging layer, you now move over to your math layer. Now, your math layer is where you start building out um, business logics, business models, business KPIs, and the likes. So, business KPIs in the sense you start building out models like this. So, you would have a table that has is answering a question on total revenue or total orders or something, orders by dates. These are when you start modeling data that answer business questions, right? You just want so that now that this maths layer is the very layer that will be exposed to the end users, which could be data analysts or BI developers or probably even maybe the business guys themselves, right? So these business analysts and the like. So these layer are the ones that are the one that is being exposed to them. So you want to ensure that this layer is what answers whatever question that they want answered, right? This layer is where you're doing your transformation, making sure the data is useful for you to start transforming and answering business questions with. Why this layer is the very first point of contact, you do not touch this layer. So generally speaking, this is a simplified version of data layers, right? You can have multiple layers in between your staging layer and your math layer. It's not set in stone that it is just staging layer and math layer. You can have a base layer, you can have an intermediate layer, you can even have multiple math layers, right? It depends on how complex your project might be. But as always, we are just going to be starting with the most simplified version and not bothering with the complex parts. So if we go to our DBT project, now if you look at this, you have in our DBT models now, everything in DBT is known as models. In your data warehouse, they are known as schemas, right? So there are different things in different spaces. In DBT project, they are known as they are just designed as DBT models, while in your data warehouse, they are designed as schemas. So your warehouse schema, your warehouse design, right? So let's continue from here. So now in our models, we have our transformation for our math layer and our staging layer. So these are the two for staging layer and math layer for these our projects. Now for the raw layer, what I did was, since this is since we are trying to mimic, like, the raw layer is all the data that has been put into your warehouse. It's sometimes it may not even be you that did the pulling of ingestion of data. Sometimes it may be you, sometimes it may not be you. But say they give a project and they say they have vast amount of data in their data warehouse, then you'll be starting with the raw layer already inside the data warehouse. So in this case, I just ingested the data, that is CSV files. So in this case, we are using CSV files as our raw layer. So I just ingested the CSV files into DocDB, to imitate. It's not exactly representing the actual process that in production, but it's just imitating that idea. So from here now, I've ingested this CSV files into our DBT, into our warehouse, into our data warehouse. So if I were to attach this, let me attach it. Transformation, dev. Unique file cannot, the dev file is already attached by database. So where is it now? Okay, see it here. So now in this case, we have a schema here, the very first one. So this is where I ran create schema raw. So like I said, in your data warehouse, these layers are referred to as schemas, but in your DBT projects, they are referred to as models, right? Because in your DBT, you're transforming this data, but in your data warehouse is where they are being stored and transformed. So now we have our raw layer. Our raw layer is just this CSV data themselves. So we have create or replace table inside this database dev.raw, which is our raw schema within this database, then dot customers as select all from this CSV file. Is the same thing that is going to happen throughout the rest of the CSV file. So if you just check, um, if you just explore the files, this one. So if you explore the files, these are the very raw files, right? No transformation has been occurred here. Nothing has been done at this level, right? So this is your raw layer. Now, next is our staging layer. So our staging layer is where we start doing a bit of transformation, right? The only thing here is the data itself. This CSV data itself was already a clean data, so there wasn't any serious transformation to do. But then again, I'll still show you an example. So we have our data. We have for customers, other items, other payments, other reviews, others, products, sellers, right? So we have equal models for each of those CSV data. So we have for customers, other items, just for everything. But I don't think I did for everything. But you get the idea. So now this is for customers. From here now, with source as select from. So our source is our customers data set. Now, for each of our transformation in DBT, for each of our transformation in DBT, we have to define, particularly for the first layer, the layer where you're importing from your raw layer, you have to define a source, right? So in this case, we have sources, which is O list, then our schema is raw, right? So the schema is indicating your schema within within your database, within your data warehouse. So the schema is a raw schema. If it was not titled raw, let me say it was titled main, your schema here would be main. Now this name O list, you're giving your sources a name, right? So when you put name here, O list, in your model, this is where you reference the name of that source. So source, you're getting it from the name O list, and then the next is the next is the tables. So the tables within that schema. The first one here is customers. So if you now go back here, you see from O list, from our source O list, gets the tables of customers, right? Gets the customer table, and customer table is this one, right? Customers here, the same name, it applies to what is here. So we have customers, orders, other items, products, sellers, other payments, reviews. It matches your table name that is here. So remember, we are getting this table from our raw schema. So the same thing here, we are getting this table from our schema raw, and we are giving the name of this source O list, which is what we will now reference in our DBT model. So we'll use select all from source, o list, and customers table. Then you can now perform your transformation here. So rename as select customer ID, customer unique ID, customer zip ID. All these are columns that are already in your are already in the CSV dataset itself. So if you open it, you will see customer ID, customer unique ID, customer zip code prefix, customer city, customer state. Now, like I said, um, there's nothing in this CSV data. The columns were already well named, right? So there isn't much we can do here. But in case if the columns were not if the columns had varying names, or you wanted the columns to have a particular name, then you now do custom select customer ID as the name that you want it to be, right? So here we are casting this name, we are casting this customer ID table, column as a voucher. So these are data types, data types generally in programming. So we are casting it as a voucher. And the reason why we're doing this is to be explicit, right? When you're transforming, you want to be as clear as possible of what the data type of each column is. The system might recognize it as an integer. So in this case, customer zip code prefix could be recognized as an integer in the data warehouse. But during your transformation, you want to explicitly tell it that this column is
Sorry, I have a question.
okay.
I have a question, please.
Hmm.
We have our data warehouse. Okay.
Yes.
So let me take for instance. Now I want to start. I have a project, right?
Um,
The first thing I will do is to make sure that I import my data into my data warehouse or extract my data into data warehouse, right?
yes, that is always the first step.
That's the first thing.
Yes.
So after that one, the next thing now is to transform my data, right?
Yes.
So now you see this we have raw and we have staging.
Hmm.
Okay. So if I start a project, for instance, the raw and the staging now,
Hmm.
both of them are transformation, right?
Just your staging. You like I said, you don't do anything at your raw layer. It's from your
Maybe
raw
I'm wrong.
layer. It's from your raw layer
Yeah.
that you're picking up the data to. Now, note this: you're ingesting your data into the raw layer. Then it's from your raw layer you're picking up the data for transformation in your staging layer.
So my question now is, if my data, I have my data in my warehouse,
Yes.
how do I bring it to my raw layer?
If it's in your warehouse, that is literally your raw layer. Like, okay. Let me start. Let me
Or Gabriel, do you understand what I'm saying? Am I the only one that is confused?
Mr. Gabriel.
Gabriel, Gabriel, yeah.
Is he he's still
Yeah.
here?
Maybe he thinks
I'm
the
here.
guy is
I'm
not.
here. I'm here, you guys. Please,
Okay.
I just jumped on the call just briefly. I'll finish now, but I'm here.
Okay.
Do you understand my question?
Come again with your question.
Okay, let me ask my question so that we'll be on the same page. So my question is this. We have a data warehouse now. Okay?
Yeah.
And you mentioned we have raw and staging. Okay?
Okay.
So now my first question was, before you answered, my first question was, if for my data warehouse now, if I want to work on the transformation process, data warehouse is more like extraction. You're extracting or importing your data into the data warehouse. That one is set. That's the first stage. The next stage now is where I have my raw data, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then after my raw data, the next thing will be staging. Is it staging, Abi?
Yeah.
So they stayed. I think I understand now. I've answered my question. Sorry.
Okay.
I think I
So
understand now.
so
I think I
the
understand now. So what you're saying in essence is once I connect my VS code now to the DBT, automatically my raw data will connect automatically.
yes. So let me
So the next
since your raw see your raw data is already in your database or in your data warehouse. You know, as
mm,
far as that is the data that comes directly from your source and is being stored there,
yeah.
that is your raw layer already.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it is from that raw layer you will now start doing
Banner transform
transformation in
transformation.
your staging layer,
Okay.
but you're not transforming the raw layer itself.
So you will leave the raw layer the way it is.
Yes, you leave it exactly. You not is untouched, right? You don't do anything there. That is just the order.
Okay.
That is the professional order of how to work with data. So you don't mess up your now this raw
Your
layer is
database.
yeah, you don't mess up your original data.
Hmm.
Okay.
I think I understand now.
Mr. Gabriel, your
But again, I'm still confused. I want to ask another question again, please.
mm,
Let's say, for instance, now, okay, hold on. Now. If I go to, let's say, user, where you go to your file explorer, I go to my source, right? Maybe I've created my DBT,
uh,
right?
uh,
And I go to my source, and my source will now lead me to my data warehouse, right?
yeah.
So if I see my data warehouse, and for my data warehouse now, I can now create my okay. 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 I'm thinking about, let's say, for instance, now I want to start this project.
Mm,
I want to start now. I have the data source with me,
mm.
and I want to start. How do I start?
Okay, so when you say your data source, what do you mean by that?
Let's say, for instance, now this my data warehouse. Rather, I have all the data in my data warehouse.
Uh,
Okay, I know that. Let's say, for instance, I'm working with a company now. I
uh,
resume today, and I was told that, oh, you have a data warehouse where there is data.
okay.
Okay, and I'm supposed to do something,
Uh,
and a laptop is given to me. How
uh,
do I start?
okay. So remember when I said you have a raw layer in your data warehouse? That is the data
Mm.
that will be there. Now, maybe in that company, it will not be called raw. Raw is just a conceptual name for your original data or your data of origin,
Mm.
right? So maybe in that company, they have their in their data warehouse, like I said, is referred to as schema. You will see their data of origin. You will see their schema there, right? In this case, we are using the name raw. So raw schema here is indicating that is the data you're going to transform, right? That is your data of origin that you're going to start making transformations from and cleaning up the data. Now you have that raw layer in their data warehouse, which is referred to as a schema in their data warehouse. What do? You set up your DBT project. Now we've set up our DBT project. We've set up our DBT project. We've done our connections to the data warehouse
Mm.
in that our profiles.yml file. Right, you've done your
Yes.
connection, you've connected to it. The moment you've done that connection, you can access
The,
this raw
the
layer.
database, which is
Yes,
raw.
you can access this schema in your DBT project. How? So now look at this. This is our first stage of transformation, our staging layer, right? So how do you connect to it? Your profiles.yml file has already connected you to the database, has already done the authentication. So if you now come, you now create this file. sources.yml, right? Under the sources.yml. Now, a lot of things are already happening under the hood of init. You're just coming here to create, do the configuration with minor configuration. So under the sources.yml file, you come here, you write sources. Is this column? Then inside your sources, you have the name of that source. I believe you can never have multiple sources, but let's start simple. You have the name of your source. Now, what is the name of your source? You give it any name you want to give it. The name here doesn't matter, right? You can give it
Okay.
OList2, or you can give it analysis, or you can give it transform, anything. Just give your sources a name, right? So you're starting with name. Now, next, schema. What is your schema? Your schema is the schema in your data warehouse. In this case,
Warehouse, yes.
it is raw, right? So inside your raw schema, you have what? You have tables inside the schema. So a schema holds multiple tables, right, in data warehouses. So here we have, and a table is just literally a CSV file, right? Let me say a CSV file, rows and column LSC. So now inside this schema, we have these tables: customers, geolocation, other items, other payments. So what do you do now? In your DBT project, under your schema, you specify the tables: customers, orders, other item, products, sellers, other payments, and every other table you have here. The moment you have set this up, you're good to go. You're good to start making your models. Now you want to create your first model to transform this table, customers table, in your staging
Please,
layer.
please let me please before you continue, let me ask a question.
Mm,
Let's say for instance now in my data warehouse,
yeah.
okay,
Uh,
I have plenty data there. Let's say plenty tables there.
mm,
Okay. And let's say for instance now I'm supposed to work with just out of all the tables in my data warehouse, I'm supposed to work with maybe like 10
uh,
out of 50. Okay.
mm.
Where do I do the separation?
You just pick the ones you want.
Where do, I'll not pick it in my VS code now, be
Yes, in
doing
your
my
sources
transformation.
here. Pick the amount of tables. Like now, I don't think I didn't pick all my tables. If you check here, I
So
didn't pick
this, oh,
I didn't pick
okay.
geolocation. So geolocation was never transformed inside here. So if you see here, you will not see geolocation. I didn't pick geolocation. I didn't pick reviews.
Mm.
Where is reviews? I didn't even ingest reviews. But I didn't pick geolocation. So you will never see it here because I didn't pick it at my staging layer. It was never picked, right? Even if I picked it here, even if I put it here, then did I create a model for it? If I didn't create a model for it, it's still the same thing. It will never be here. It will never be in your staging layer. You just omitted it. That is all. Just omit it,
Okay.
right? So
Okay, I think I understand now.
okay. So now we have this our sources, and you can see our schema, our tables: customer, orders, other items, products, other payments, and income. Now, if we now start creating our first model, stg underscore olist underscore customers. Normally they always have naming conventions, just naming processes that you have to follow. So it might be different for different uh, companies or whatnot. But generally, they just like to name it like this, something like this, to make it clear. So inside our models now, what do we have here? We have with source as, we are selecting from a source that is listed here, right? So that SQL script is selecting our data from a source, right? It's selecting it from a source that is listed here, and these sources here are our tables from our data warehouse. So in our customers now, we have select from which source are we selecting from? We are selecting from the oldest source, which is this. Now, under this source, we have a table named customers. We are selecting the customers table, which is this. Now, under customers table, we've selected all the columns inside our customers table. Customer city, customer ID, customer state, unique ID, and customer zip code prefix. Right. If you don't want to select all the columns, then you have to explicitly write out what you're selecting from that table. Now you've selected all of them, and then from here now you've selected it with source as this. Then next, this is where you now perform your transformation. Rename as select. Then you're converting your over here now. You're converting your columns to whatever column name that you want. Like I said, the column names are already they're already pretty neat, right? There's nothing wrong with them. So I just renamed it the same thing. I can name it something else, right? I can decide to name it just ID or CID, right? But it's always best to name your column names as something that once they see, they understand. So customer ID still remains the ideal name for it. The same thing with the rest: customer unique ID, customer zip code prefix, and the others. So once you do that, you now select all from. So this is your transformation. Then select all from renamed. That is when everything is now sent down to the web. So this is just this is DBT type syntax, right? In your SQL code, which if I were to open the compiled code, let me see. It will be something like this. Okay, this is even CDBT compiled stuff. So it will be something like this: create view. Okay, we are creating a view. Create view. Blah blah blah. Main staging. This is your staging. This is your staging schema, right? So this is the schema. This is the schema that we are creating. This is the
Yeah.
second schema that we are creating. So schema.stglist customers, which is this stglist customers. All these ones they are DBT stuff. So since it's DBT that generated all these ones, I'm not even supposed to be entering this place. So let me leave this um, target folder and go back to where we are. So this now is our model. This is our model for our customers. So let me use this for example. Let me see if I have any. Okay, I have dim customers here. So we've done our staging layer for our customers. Now from this customers table, we can now inherit it in our math layer. So notice that from here, from your staging layer, the data is used by your math layer, which is your second layer of any upper layer, right, that wants to use data from here. So your data is used from your staging layer into your math layer. So over here now, we now have a dim customers model, which will be referencing reference from our staging or list customers, which is this model here.
Which is the staging.
Yeah,
From so the mat will reference the staging.
it will reference the data from our staging layer or whatever transform just from our staging layer, right? Because that is the
And all of
training.
them is happening in the model.
All of them is happening in your data warehouse, right? This whole transformation is taking place in your data warehouse. This DBT is just you writing the code here, right?
So anything you do here will reference in your data warehouse,
Is
but you
is
are just more like you are creating different views. in your data warehouse.
Okay, yes, this is even a view. So what I'm just trying to say is that all this code here, right? The moment you run this code, it actually takes place in your data warehouse. The whole transformation is done inside, like it's literally the data is literally not leaving your data warehouse. It's done there, right? So everything is done in your data warehouse. Who's calling me? Sorry. Hmm. Sorry, 1 minute.
Okay.
Huh. Do you know what? They just used the 5K in accounts to buy light, and now it's 5K cash is remaining. I don't have 5K in my account. Any issue? Okay. So, Mr. Sule,
Yes.
yeah, did you get me?
Yeah, I get you.
Okay, Mr. Gabriel, Mr. Gabriel. Okay, anyways, let's continue.
I think everyone is occupied doing other things.
Mm.
They think two things at the same time.
So now, so inside this our maths layer. Now, please note that this everything we did here are just simple, simple, very simple processes, right? In real life, I'm very sure our models will be more complex or complicated than this. So these are just in this case you can see we are literally just calling the same the same columns from our staging layer, but in an actual project it may be joining with other tables. So for example, we have our facts. So we have our facts table. Why is it called facts table? So this is an example now. So this is a facts order table. So for our maths model. In this case now, we are joining two tables together to answer certain questions, right? So we are joining orders and other items, and we are creating a model out of it, right? So it's your models can be simple or it can get quite complex. You can join two or more tables together. So, like I was saying, back to our staging layer. You create your staging models for whatever tables you want created. You know, we create ensure that your column has clear data types and column name. If you don't want to change anything, if you don't want to change anything at all, you can just leave it like this, right? You can just do select or select, then leave it as it is without changing anything. It will still work, but I just prefer that in actual project it's best to explicitly say what
The
exactly.
data and put the data types.
Yes, so just not to give any open. Maybe in some cases now a wrong data type might enter a column, right?
Yes,
You never know. So if a wrong data type enters a column, it will result into errors maybe later up ahead, right? So that kind of thing. Now we have for all or for whatever tables that you want. So this is usually the first layer that you build. So when you're starting out your project, it's just very simple. The first thing you will do, the very first thing you will do is you will you will put your data. So you just open up that project, right? Open up your project. Let me start with my new project, a second project. cd document slash docdb slash test project. So this was the one we
We
created.
have less than 5 minutes on the call.
So soon. Where is time going to?
That's the fast. Just now, I think we have not done anything.
We've not done anything. Okay, if it goes off, I'll create another session. So this is the project I created the last time. Right, it's a very new
Mm.
project. I've not done anything inside at all. You can still see the this one's inside. So I'll just delete this one. Let me delete it. Now inside your project, you can just create a new folder. Create a new folder and name it data. Then inside that folder, create a new one and name it raw. So
Bro.
yeah, so just to give it clear name that you can understand. So inside this raw folder now, what you do is that data set I told you people to upload, right? You
Mm.
copy it. Where did I even save mine? Let me see. So this is it. You just carry everything, and put it inside here. So this would act as where you're ingesting your data from. So you carry everything and
Yeah.
put it inside here. Then I guess let me close the meeting now and create a new one. I hope Mr. Gabriel is still here. Oh. So let me close the
Yes.
okay. So let me close the meeting now and create a new one. I'll share it. Okay. So the next thing to do is to put that data inside, just put it inside your project. It's just best to put it there. Then the next thing you can do is you want to pull in all these CSV files into your DocDB warehouse. That is what you want to do next. Now you can that can be done with um, directly from using DBT. It can be done with DBT. I think when I get chance to show that, I'll put that one. But let's just use the one that I've done before. So using this DocDB UI. right? You can just open it up. Once you
Oh,
open,
I think I don't know if you don't network. I can barely hear you. I can see your screen, but I can barely hear you.
I can hear you a little, Sha.
okay, let me try. Can you hear me clearly? Mr. Susan?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
Okay. So the next thing now you want to do is inside this we have this our DocDB database. So you just copy it, then you open up your DocDB UI, then attach it, right? Let me say you paste it here, paste it here. So that's our database. Then just give it name dev um, test add database. So we have it here. If you check our database, there's nothing inside. Only this main schema. Main schema always comes with it. It's just literally default, right? You can't change it. You can't remove it. It's just there. So we now have this. Now, what do you want to do? You want to you want to create your raw layer. So your raw schema. You can just write this out. Create schema raw. Right? This is SQL code. Create schema raw. The moment you run this now, you need to run this. It will create a schema inside that your database. So literally right now, this database here already okay. It already has that raw schema in it created, but we've not added any data to it. So the next thing you want to do now is to now add to create your to ingest your data into it, right? You create it as tables. So in this case, you have create or replace table. Then we have dev that's not dev dev test, right? So dev test dot raw schema, then dot customers. Customers is where you're giving it the
Sorry, please. This data, where are we injecting them from? Sorry, I missed that part.
okay.
Apology.
So
Apology.
I said you should inside your DBT project, right? Inside your
Yes,
DBT project, just
I've created the data folder.
yeah, create your data folder, create it inside there. Then inside the data folder, create a raw folder. Then
Okay.
inside the raw folder, this data set, which you should get from here. So go to that document I shared with you.
Wait, I don't know. My laptop background listing light just went off.
Ah, what's going
No,
on?
no,
Which
let's
kind
not
of
miss it.
devil is all this?
Laptop, I mean.
The background, the keyboard light. I don't know why it went off.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it's back.
So
Let
this is
let me off.
this is where you get that data set from. Access your data set if you're using Moodle here. Just click it. Once
I'm deleting everything. I'm downloading everything other.
yeah, just download everything.
Okay.
Just
So DBT.
this is what you'll be using over and over. Right? This is one of the data sets you'll be using over and over. So here just download everything. Once you download this, just take it to this your folder and keep it inside.
But the folder from immediately you created yours from what's it called? From the VS Code.
Uh
Did it automatically create itself on the project, or you had to create it again?
which creates what?
So when you created the folder
Uh
on your on the VS Code side of things, right? You
uh
created the folder data, and under that folder you created another folder raw.
raw.
right?
Yes.
Does that automatically create for your PC, like, or you have to
Yes,
go to
yes, it
your
does.
document?
You go there and you see it.
Okay, because mine is not doing that yet.
Please check it, confirm if it's in your project, and confirm the project you are saving.
Yes, it's the project I'm just using. What I can see okay, under transform.
Mm.
Okay, yeah, data and raw. So I'm just going to copy, after downloading, I'll just copy it and paste there, right?
Paste it there, yes.
Okay. Okay, so there are like one, two, three, four. Okay, so you can continue. I'll catch up maybe
Okay.
during the week.
So, Mr. Sula, are you good also?
Yeah, I think I'm good though. I think so.
Okay. So, after putting that in, the next thing you now want to do is to ingest this data into your DocDB warehouse. So, open up your DocDB UI. Like I said, it's from the DocDB UI you'll be ingesting it to make things simple for the start. So over here, you attach your database. Where's your database? You go to your projects, you copy the parts, right? You copy the parts of your database, copy parts. Then you come here, you click on attach database, you click this plus, you put in your parts, you put in the parts, you put in a name, and then you click on add database. So the moment you do that, you see your new database here and it will be empty. Once it is
Okay.
empty, you now create a schema, which is your raw schema. Create schema raw. The moment you run this code, you see your schema here, raw schema. So the next thing we want to do now is we want to ingest all this data into that raw schema as table. The next thing we now do is create or replace table dev test, which is your database dot raw schema, and in your raw schema you're creating the table customers as select all from this CSV file. So which part is this? If you okay, is any of are any of you following it or you're just listening?
Yeah, I'm just trying to download data sets.
Okay, I'm just trying to download it.
Okay. I think my network is. I'm going. So is there a way you can pin this DocDB um, interface, right, or the UI to our browser, such that we don't have to go back to it every time?
Like you know
Like, we don't
before.
have to go to PowerShell to launch it every time we want to use it.
Oh no, you have to launch all these things from PowerShell. So that is why they are more of they are CLI tools, right? They just have their UI. So you have to launch them.
Okay.
It's very easy. It shouldn't be that complicated. Like
Okay.
another
So
thing that
this is enough to launch it.
is very helpful that you use all these little things to learn how to use your terminal because honestly, I believe once you start working in a proper environment using a terminal it will just help very little.
Hmm. Will be, will be all right.
Yes, it will. So am I waiting for anyone?
So I'm getting this error. I tried copying part and it's saying it exists, but it's not a valid doc database file.
Hmm.
Or is there a way? Is it the way I copied my part or something? Let me show you what I pasted on the. I'm sending it on the chat.
Okay, you know what you do? Let me just transform DBT projects. That is your DBT projects.yml now, not your DocDB database. See what you pasted.
What I'm supposed to copy will be my dev.docdb, right?
Yes, the path itself for that one, not your DBT projects.
Okay, let's try again. Okay, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
there.
Okay, Mr. Sule,
Just give me a sec. Let me. If they don't
Yes.
carry their light
Hello?
again.
Mr. Sule, are you talking?
No, 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 no,
Okay,
no. I'm see. You guys are ahead of me, but you guys should continue. I'm still battling to finish my own. I'll meet up.
what
Let
is
me
the issue?
just. Well, I'm just trying to start the whole project afresh again. I
Okay,
just finished downloading this
okay,
thing. So I'm just trying to start afresh.
okay. So if you, Mr. Gabriel, if you've connected your database, the first thing you want to do is to attach it. Okay, I believe you just attached it. Are you hearing me, Mr. Gabriel? Wait, has it disappeared again?
I think it's the network. Maybe the network.
These SQL queries, are we getting them, or you will have to just create it ourselves? Will you send us the query, or
I should have even added it to the, I should have added it here.
we should just be doing it one after the other? Create raw
You know what?
one called raw. So the first thing I'm doing is to create a
Wait.
schema called raw, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
create a
um,
schema called
John,
raw.
let me see your PowerShell, I beg. I want to check something.
Okay. So what do you want to check?
Okay,
I
it's
want to
saying
see.
zero rows returned in 18 milliseconds. Okay, there is a schema called raw
Mm.
main. So
Mr.
from here,
So from there now you can start create. Let me just copy it. Let me copy it and paste it in. Hopefully it's the same. So maybe you will adjust this your own
let
part.
me just see. Let me just see if I can create one from just looking at your own.
Okay.
So I'm
So
just creating.
what you do when you after you write create or replace table, this is your this dev test is the name of your database. Then the raw is the schema. Then dot customers is the table you're creating as
Okay, that's the first customer.
the first one as
That's the
select
first table.
yeah, select all from read CSV auto, which is just a function to read from CSV. Then now your parts, your own system is will be different from my own. Your own parts might be different from my own, depending on where you launched your DocDB from. So what you just do is for this part, you go to your project, you go to that your data, then you just do copy parts, right? Copy the objective part or the absolute part, and then paste it inside here
That's for the customer.
for your customers, for each of them, whichever one you're doing. So you just copy parts for your customers and then you paste it inside
Okay.
here, right? Then you run it.
Let's see. If I will not enter error,
Hopefully it won't. So it
I'm
means
using
you run
just,
it. It means you've ingested your
I'm
first.
getting an error.
What is it?
I'm getting an error, line 3 from read auto, blah, 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 blah. Okay, let me end it and see. I'm getting error saying syntax error at near
You didn't write
9.
everything properly. Check everything that you wrote.
Yes, I'll check. Let me see. Let me see your that. Let me see yours again. Okay, 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 okay. I'm not supposed to have this here. Uh-huh. So what you had was just data raw. So I don't need to copy. I just need to start from the data part of it, right?
Yeah?
Okay. Just let me just see.
So,
Go
Mr.
directly.
Mr. Mr. Ben,
Yeah?
I'm trying to access my I'm trying to access my folder and I'm still getting folder part not exist. Does not exist.
Is it that you're not accessing the
Okay,
right
so we are
part?
You see
supposed
my
to
already the wrong
copy
part.
the relative part, right?
No, copy parts. Don't copy relative parts. Copy parts. Because I don't know where you launched your DB from. If I knew, then I'll tell you to copy relative parts. But copy parts.
And I'm supposed to put this in a what's it called now? I'm supposed to put it
Quote.
in a quotation, in a quote because it's a string. Okay, it's
I
SQL.
think I need to start.
So let me just know if you're on round. Mr. Sule.
My own case is even special. I'm coming home. I think that yesterday that I did not write is one of my major issues now. So let me bring my pen first
Okay.
so that I'll not be asking questions multiple times. Okay.
Okay,
So
so it
let's
works
I
for
beg
me.
help me open your PowerShell, I beg.
Okay.
There's 99,000 for that,
Yeah,
right? So
so
I can just create everything for each of the tables now, right?
you can create everything for each of them. Just like
So
that.
if I run this again, I should see schema with raw already exists. Okay, so okay, so let's check the schema. Under the
Mr.
schema,
Sule, what did you say you wanted to see?
is there a way we can view the schema?
View which schema?
Like the schema we've created, is there a way we
This
can
one
view it in
is like
like a diagram
it's like
view?
Abel has
Oh,
Abel has gone far.
sorry, I'm a data person, so
It's just because you're still battling with setting up your project. Mr. Gabriel, this is what you get, right? Your schema
yes,
will
I'm
be
saying that typically when you are using a normal SQL database management studio, say for example your SSMS, right?
they let
You
you do
can you
the
can you can
graph
have a
modeling part.
schema diagram
Mm,
that
uh,
shows the relationship between the tables and how they are connected.
unfortunately, you're not getting that here, right? Because that one there is, that is a modeling part in SSIS itself, not even the
Yes,
actual database. But this one now, this is a very light. You're not even going to get it in BigQuery or any other one, right? You just get your schema as per like lists, you know, like files and folders. This is what you just see. Even if I were to open up my BigQuery, it's literally the same thing you see there. So don't think of this one too much. I believe there might be some way to see diagrams or whatnot, but you're not going to see them here. Where you're going to see how your tables relate to each other is in your DBT project. So
okay, so now,
if I were to
so I have to run this one after the other, right? Let me see your query again.
so I
Did you
put my own everything together, then just run it. So all these are
um,
together, then I just run it.
I've already run the first one I did, so I'm sure
You can put
I will not be able to
you can put
I
the
will not be able
rest
to run.
you can put the rest together.
I'll put the rest under it, but when I'm running it, I'll just probably select the ones that I feel I need. So we have customer, we have what other tables do we have?
So just do for the rest of your table. Let me answer Mr. Sule. Mr.
You
Sule,
can
what
just paste this thing. Please help me paste your query on the group.
okay.
Don't worry, I would just change the part. I think that's the only thing. From the yes, that's okay from there.
Mr. Sule,
Yes.
so what is going on?
Help me open your PowerShell first. Let me check what I'm doing is correct.
Wow, yeah. So what are you looking
No,
for?
that's not what I want. This is direct.
If I've written it before, if I've run the command before, you will not still see it. So what exactly are you looking for?
So first of all is to open. Okay,
I
hold
never
on,
see
just
the
hold on.
message. Oh,
I've done.
It's in WhatsApp.
Okay.
oh okay, okay.
Oh, just hold on, please. Just give me a second. I want to do something. Document slash.
Oh, this my converter. I forget for house no try at all. I forget for office. I just replace the part for each.
So even to open, I think why I'm even having issue, even to open my document on my like just my document folder,
Hmm.
I'm getting error.
What sort of error?
It's saying, is it because I'm using my document is capital letter now, so I'm supposed to use capital letter, right? Or it's supposed to be small letter?
Those it's not case sensitive.
Yeah. So why is it saying because it does not exist?
Confirming. You just open your file explorer itself and confirm all those
Yeah,
folders.
it's documents. It's documents.
There's something you must be missing something. Like it might be the document you're referring to might be in your what do they call it? Might be in your OneDrive, or it might be opening documents from OneDrive while your documents are
The PowerShell. Do I need to open it as admin? Do I have to run it as admin?
no, you don't need all this. The documents you might be referring to might be your OneDrive documents, while it's opening documents in your local disk. Like so, you have to confirm
So
all these little details.
how do I specify that it is how do I specify that it is the one in my file explorer?
You know what to do? Share your screen. Let me stop sharing.
Okay. Mm, share screen. Which one am I using? Okay. Okay.
So from the query and the project, yeah.
Yeah.
From the query and
Which
the project,
which screen are you seeing?
And your own now. Is this not your screen?
Like no, I'm using two screens, so it has to be one. Which is the one I seeing?
Two
one
screens.
and that two screen for make sense pass. So.
Are you seeing PowerShell?
Yeah, I'm seeing PowerShell.
So from this, I
Okay, so
noticed
I have
there are just
CD.document now.
one, two, three,
So
four,
this is
five,
my
six, seven.
Yeah.
this is my file explorer, right? Okay, this is my
Mohammed,
documents, and this is my
other payments.
Wait,
documents
sorry, Mr. Sule.
demo
Mr. Sule.
DBT.
Sorry, hold on. Let me answer Mr.
Hmm?
Sule quickly. So what were you asking?
Okay.
So your from the query I saw, there are just you just imported 7 out of the 9 data the tables we downloaded.
Still the remaining beginning to hear. Sorry. You may not. I
So
didn't.
the
I didn't make use of all, so I didn't.
okay, so I'm just saying so I can add the review and the product category to it, right?
Yeah, you can add those.
Okay.
And so, Mr. Sule, you're saying? Let me see your screen now.
So I said this is my PowerShell, right?
Mm,
And this is my file explorer. Okay,
mm.
this is my document. Under my document, I have demo DBT, right?
Copy this part. Copy your parts. Copy
Okay.
the parts of your folder. Just click it. Just click it.
Mm, okay. So I just see the our paste, right?
Paste it, but don't run it.
Okay, this is it.
So now see what I'm saying. See what I'm saying. See where your terminal is opening from. Windows System 32. See where the part of that document
Oh,
is user.
it's different. It's different.
There's a way
So how do I change it to?
there's a way you change this thing. Please just ask ChatGPT. Right? There's a way you change this thing. Don't skip all this thing.
Okay, so that's where my error is, Abi. Okay,
Just
so
ask
what's tell it
stop
now?
it. Ask ChatGPT how to change from this Windows System 32 to users. Your default when your terminal opens. Click on default parts of your terminal. How to change it to user from this to this, so you don't have to be changing it all the time.
They changed. He said ChatGPT have even done it already. Which is it now?
Okay, so I guess you can run everything here properly. So those are little important things. That's why I say it's good you get a hang of your terminal, right, of your PowerShell, like because
So I'm here now.
okay. So I guess you can stop sharing your screen and let me continue.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay, so
Uh, what Gabriel was saying the other time, I was not hearing everything because I was busy trying to find my own solution.
he was just trying to import his own data.
So under my model now,
Mine is done, no.
Okay.
Gabriel,
I'm coming.
this well, oh, by just starting, you are done. Wow.
So like that, Mr. Gabriel, you've done your raw layer. So that's your raw layer like that.
So under my model, I will create a folder, right? I'll call it data, right?
Not inside models, though, inside your project, inside the project itself. So inside, whether I call it transform or transformation, that's your DBT project. So inside here, you can create data, then create raw.
We don't have. I'm not. My transformation project is not here. So I
Uh-uh.
have to. It's not here. Not at all.
So you have to create. Yeah, Sha,
If I
the,
go to this, if I go to this, I go to user.
the more
I
you
go to
use it,
user now.
the more you get, the hang of it.
Mm, then I look for the DBT. And I click on profile. Here's one I want to open. If I open it, it will take me here. But even if it's taking me here, it's still not giving me my project. Come on, I have to figure this out first. Let me check your document. Let me check your documentation. I want to try to do it myself before I ask question.
That might.
Might take time, Abby.
No, you say you want to check what?
I had to bring in the transformation folder that I created.
So it's almost 9. So I'll end it out by 9.
Okay. So okay, let's just be on the same page. How do I bring in my transformation folder so that I can just go and figure out the remaining things myself?
Like, where is it? Means you've not initialized your DBT project. No, if it's not there, sure you get your DBT project.
Okay, the DB.
You know,
I'm coming on. Let me even be writing because of this my laptop that went off. Let me start writing everything that I did so that I don't want to go back again.
you don't even need to be writing. That's why I say you should share. You should share me.
Okay, let me share my let me share my screen again. Hold on.
I share this stuff for you now. So this is the whole process here. If you want to create your DBT projects, this is it.
Let me go back. Okay, let me see.
This is no even need to share me your screen. This is what you use and create your DBT project.
Okay, under DBT. Okay, 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 okay. I've seen it.
Okay.
I will get used to these things. I will get used to
Take a
it.
while, but after one or two trials, you get the
Yeah.
hang of early start, early part.
Yes. I need to get used to these things.
Okay.
I think once I get used to these things now, yeah, happy modeling. He said I should enter one. I remember we entered one. One is blah 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 happy modeling. Setting up your profile. Which database would you like to use? It's showing progress. No, that means not even seeing my dog DBT first. So that means I'm not supposed to even use this.
You showing what?
Yeah. So I have to first of all I have to run this first. I'm coming on. Hold on. Just hold on.
Run this.
Hold on. Hold
Run this
on.
one.
I have to run this one first.
This one up here.
Then after the up one is what I need to run first.
Uh,
Uh, um, no project. My project. Okay, the one you highlighted now, Abi.
yeah, this one.
Yeah, it's showing. I don't know because maybe because I run the second one. I run transform before I did product DBT. Maybe that is why it's now showing. Okay, hold on. I'll just close everything. I'll start all over again. PowerShell. Hello, Ala. Once it's 9, we can close. I can just continue and figure out
No
this
problem.
information.
I mean, all the responses I'm filling out is part of it, but I don't even want. I don't want you to be spending your time checking wrong classes. I just hope and cover the meeting while in class.
Yeah.
Again, Mr. Gabriel. So, Mr. Gabriel, I'm guessing you've created your raw schema or your raw layer.
Yes, I'm done.
Okay, so maybe discussed before. So that's the first part that you've done. So from your raw schema, next one we start with our staging layer. The staging
So this
layout.
one is okay. So the staging layout. Are we still using SQL?
The staging you do it
Let me
in your DBT project.
please. I need to share my screen before this call ends, please. Um,
So Mr. Gabriel, the staging on will be done in your DBT project itself, right? So these are your staging modules.
can I see my screen?
Let me check. Yes.
Can I see the error I'm getting?
So what is going on? No Pi project, blah blah blah. Demo code. Open your VS code. Demo DBT. Why is your project scattered? Eh? Demo DBT. Okay, okay. See what you do. Open it in your file explorer. Open this project,
Mhm.
this folder in your file. Yeah, open that demo DBT. Okay, this is it. Go. You've created multiple projects inside one project. Go back.
Okay.
Everything here, delete it. Delete everything. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what you want to run here first, open it, open this folder in your terminal.
Which order?
That folder, that your project folder, open it in your terminal.
Mm, this is the project. This is the project. Yeah.
Your screen has disappeared.
It disappeared.
Don't worry, it's showing now. Alright, continue.
Look at what he's saying. He's saying editor could not be opened
Close all these
because the
ones. Close,
file was
just
not
close all
found.
these ones. Close them. No, not the. Wait, I shall
Open
just.
it. Hey.
Don't worry, just continue. From here, from here, from here, where you are,
Mm.
UV,
Mm-hmm.
UV space init
Mm-hmm.
space dash dash.
Mm.
Where's your screen? Python space. Oh no, hold on.
Oh. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Space 3.13.
Mm-hmm.
Now enter. Okay. So now let's check your Explorer. Let me see what it gives you. Okay, demo DBT. Everything is inside. Okay, so go back.
Mm-hmm.
UV
Mm-hmm.
add,
Add.
yes, add DBT dash
Mm-hmm.
dot DB
DBT dash.
dash dot DB
Mm-hmm.
space dot DB.
Mm-hmm.
Then run it. These are your projects supposed to have run the first time. I don't know why that one was taking forever.
Okay.
So now we've installed DBT. So since we just installed DBT, we can create our DBT project. UV
Mm-hmm.
run DBT
Mm-hmm.
init transformed.
So we are creating our project now.
Yeah, you can enter.
Okay, enter.
Yeah.
Loading.
Just wait. Why are you taking time now? It's not supposed to take this long. Cancel it. Cancel it. Control C. Run it again. Let's
Now run
see.
it again.
Yeah, run it again. Just press up. Press your up button. Just press your up button.
Oh, wow.
Run it.
So I'll now enter one now.
Mm.
Using dog DBT now, so I can enter one.
Okay, so now open your project. Open it in VS
So I
Code.
can just okay, okay, VS Code, okay.
Mm. Remove all those ones. Remove those ones. Remove all those ones. So you have everything here. Open your terminal. That one you use down. Open your terminal.
Okay. What's going on now?
Open your terminal. Open your PowerShell.
PowerShell.
Yeah, open it.
Okay.
Mm. Then enter into your transform file.
Transform. Let's transform. Okay, transform. Oh,
Your project.
let's check. It's correct. It's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then do UV run dbt debug. UV run dbt debug.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's supposed to complete now. Scroll down. Let me see. Scroll down.
Oh, check
Yeah,
pass.
it's completed. next thing you just want to do now is to go and ingest your data into. So inside this your project, inside this transform file, this is where you now create your data folder, create your raw folder, then download all that data and put inside here.
So it's supposed to be under here now, under my model now, right?
No, inside transform folder.
This transform, yes.
Yes.
Under transform folder, then the model.
Create your first create your data folder inside that transform.
In that transform, okay.
Create
This
that
is
data
data
folder.
folder. Then under data folder,
Create raw.
I'll create a
Raw.
okay.
Then
Then
inside
if
that
I go
folder,
to
you copy all the CSVs and put inside there. So after putting the CSVs inside there, the SQL code that I uploaded on the I put in the group, right? That is what you
mm,
use. That is the code that you will use to ingest your data into. Remember, you attach your database, you do all those skinny form, you copy the parts of your database and paste there, and then that is the code that
mm.
you will use in ingesting your data into that database. So that is just the first thing you do. Just ingest your data into what you want.
This one done now.
Yes. So next thing you do, just open DocDB before call ends. Open DocDB from your CLI.
This is DB.
Just no, just go
So
to see what this one. This one,
my terminal again.
go to your terminal. DocDB dash UI. DocDB dash UI. No,
Sorry.
sorry. Dash UI. Cancel.
Yeah.
Cancel. Control C.
It's dash now. Okay. Okay, dash. Okay.
Yes. Control C. Control C.
No space.
Space dash UI.
Because I know the space.
Sorry, I have to leave this call. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. The class should be over by now, so
All right.
it's already 9.
Yeah, but thank you.
Okay. So once this open up, okay, so attach your database. That's the first thing you do. Attach your database. Go and copy your path.
So I pull my part from so my part is going to be
Your dog
this, right?
your DocDB path,
My
your
project.
DocDB path. Your
That is it now.
DocDB, not DBT project. DocDB path. See it here below DBT projects. Your DocDB
Okay,
database.
dog DB. Okay.
Mm,
I'll copy this part.
yeah.
Then come. What did it open? What did that thing open? It open here. I think it does. Yeah, is it here? No. Is it here? Yes.
Paste it there.
Then what name did you give?
Any name.
And which name did you give? Let me just use a name that's familiar.
DEV. Then attach. Okay. So you have one this inside. So create a notebook. Just create a notebook up. See notebooks. Notebooks. Create notebook. Okay, so you can start from first cell.
So this notebook now I have I'm supposed to give it a name, right?
If you want to, if you don't want to, you can continue.
So that notebook now is what I'm going to copy the what is sent in
Yes,
what on
what
WhatsApp,
I
right?
sent. Yes. So first thing you do is to create a schema. Create schema raw. That's the first thing you write in there. Create schema raw,
Mm-hmm.
raw. What they call this column? Semicolon.
Right?
Yes, then run it. So you've created your schema inside here, called raw. So now you can go and copy all those skinny that I pasted in the group. I say skinny.
I have to do this thing over again because I'll do it myself over. So I'm going to put it in and paste it here, right?
Yes.
And
So
run.
what you want to do? No, you have to edit your parts now.
Oh, okay. I have to see.
Just
Okay, so that means it's going to throw error at the end of the day.
mm,
It's not throw error.
it didn't throw error because of where you launched your DocDB UI from, which is why I just said you should launch your DocDB UI from. That is why it didn't create error. If you run this from anywhere else, it would have created error, but it is okay. But I just wanted to understand that why it didn't create error is see your path. Are you seeing your path? Data slash raw
Oh,
slash whole list other
hold on,
content.
hold on. NEPA has taken like so. One of my screen is not working again. Let's go.
Wow.
It come back. Okay. Okay. Can I see my screen?
No, but I don't need to see
Uh,
it. I don't need to see it. So let's just do them.
okay. So the data part I have to change it to reference my
You don't need
the
to change it.
local device.
You don't need to change it to anywhere. Let me explain it to you. So in that your
Okay.
part, you can see data slash raw slash whole
Bro,
list,
yes,
right? So
yes,
why was it able to run from there? If you go back to your terminal, if you go back to your terminal that you ran where you ran docdb UI, you will see
yes.
you ran it from your project path inside transform.
Inside transform, yes.
Yes, so it's because you ran it from there. That is why you can access data folder that is inside that transform part.
Data transform,
Yes,
yes.
so that's why
Okay,
you're able
okay,
to
okay,
access
okay.
it just like that. If you run it from anywhere else, you won't be
It
able
will
to
not work.
access it. Yeah, just like that. So you just go to your you would have had to go to your project and copy the parts of your CSV files so that you just copy the direct part itself
And I paste the part
and
here.
paste it inside
So it
there
will
and
now
you run
so
it.
you can now read the CSV file.
Mm. So just like that,
So,
you've
okay,
also created your own raw layer.
okay. Okay, so my question now is this my dog DB now.
Mm.
Okay. If for instance I close, maybe my laptop just goes off for instance now, and this entire thing closes.
Uh,
Is my database saved? Is my database saved?
and it's there now. It not disappear.
It will not disappear. Okay, okay.
The
I just wanted to
moment
be
you
sure
load
that
up
it
your
won't disappear.
DocDB UI again, you see it there. You just attach it and you see
Okay.
everything you've done there.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Once NEPA comes back now, I'll just try and do this all over again. Create another